people of the internet, specifically those who have subscribed to me, yes, all 162 of you, I have a confession to make. I like Oddworld. Now, I know your instinctual reaction, what is this, goodbye, but please, this game has a fine story and is a pain in the ass to play. It's a perfect mix. Let me just quickly run this down. We play as Abe, and we're running for our lives. You see, Abe and his brothers are slaves in a factory that produces meat products. Abe overhears a meeting from his bosses about business. Business has been falling off, and there's not much money fueling these guys, so they go put Abe's head on a stick and call it a popsicle. Understandably, Abe freaks the hell out, and he wants out of there. And as we progress through the game, Abe realizes that only he can save his race for his journey to unlocking powers and destroying the factory. I know I just summarized it and it sounds a bit uninteresting, but just look at these cutscenes, man. You may think this looks pretty bad, but compared to this and this, that's on the same system as this game, this is like DreamWorks in comparison, bro. Like, this was before games were doing Uncharted, you know, trying to look like you're playing a movie. Like, this kind of quality, especially in story and cutscenes, weren't really a thing in this era of games. I mean, games did have story going on, but this kind of presentation, man? Nah, no way. So just remember, kids, without Abe, you don't got Nathan Drake, you don't got Kratos, you don't got Last of Us. Abe remade these guys. From cutscene, we jump straight into the game, and here it is. This game is very linear. We're going from screen to screen with transitions between new areas, and I love this crunchy and sprite compressed gameplay. Like, this hooked me. I don't care if a game looks like this, even though it still looks good. I mean, it's for those with exquisite tastes in understanding the art, meaning, and atmosphere of a game. So if you don't like this game, you have bad taste. I'm sorry, my word is final. I'm like the critic from Ratatouille. Like, you can come to me with all these games that have deep stories, but if the main gameplay ain't there, we're just tossing this to the bin. This is a platformer, so we're going to be running and jumping. The thing about this game is that jumping takes 2 hours to work, which means that we die. And we die a lot in this game. Adjusting to this game's weird delays while moving can be tough to get used to, but sometimes we just have to slow down. We can't just run through every room. I mean, you could, but only if you're good. Like me. So what do? Abe is very skinny and frail, so he can't throw hands, so he's always hiding and sneaking. So instead, we get the ability to chant. Abe can chant to possess the Sligs, and from here we're playing as a different character. This ain't Abe's Odyssey anymore, it's his Sligs Odyssey. We can shoot other Sligs, use voice commands to open security doors, and sick our dog to kill other Sligs. Like, goddamn, man, this game is good, man. It's too good. And goddamn, Oddworld does not get enough credit. It's pretty ambitious for the PlayStation, especially when you had games like whatever Mortal Chicken is. Like, it really wants to be its own thing. It has something to say, and it wants to mean something. And I ain't telling you what any of that is. You can play and figure out for yourself. But the best thing about this game is the NPC interactions.
Hello, follow me. Okay.
On this menu, there are a bunch of voice commands that Abe uses to talk to his other Abes, because to get the best result in the end, you should try helping as many of these guys as you can. You gotta leave them to these bird portals to save them, and this is completely optional. I mean, you don't have to do any of this, you can kill them for all I care, but it does change the final ending of the game, and I wouldn't kill any of them because, you know.
That is the surest path to hell, man.
So that's pretty much a synopsis for the gameplay, or at least the stuff I wanted to talk about. Like, there is way more in this game, like the Paramites or Elam, but let's just overview the rest of the story from where we left off. After Abe leaves the farm, Abe finds a moon in the shape of his paw. He falls and dies. He is then approached by this masked individual who tells Abe that he needs to save the rest of his people stuck in the farm, and that to do this successfully, he must prove himself and undergo trials that involve surviving the nest of the Paramites and Scrabs. Abe goes through 2 long trials, and after completing them, Abe gets a hand scar for each one. And now with both scars combined, Abe now has Ultra Instinct. Abe can now turn into a creature that is a combined mesh of the animals we just faced. Abe, now having the power to fully take on the security and dangers of the factory, returns to destroy it. Aw yeah, Abe is packing. They shouldn't have messed with him. He got his ass kicked. I mean, what did you think was gonna happen? This is Abe we're talking about. And now, we're at the end, so let's look at it. Saving these guys was optional, and you can still beat the game by ignoring or helping them, but you should have helped them because you'll get the best ending where the factory is destroyed and the Mudokons you saved return the favor by saving you. Everyone cheers for Abe. The game is over, congrats, you did it. But if you don't save enough, this happens.
But it's Abe.
He was killing it. Did you see him?
Yeah, he didn't do much. But Abe, he's one of us.
He wasn't any good. He wasn't really that good. He shot us.
But what do you think?
He was a schmuck.
Well, how about you?
I don't get it.
No, boss.
No, guys, no.
Let him.
Going to lengths to kill your main character in a very brutal way is sort of still shocking to me. Games usually have the main character dying, like falling over in a bad ending. Here I get to see Abe get thrown to a meat grinder and gutted. I mean, it does kind of make sense. If you're not helping these guys and saving them, then why should they save you at the end of the day? It probably robbed a lot of satisfaction from beating the game because we went through so much and died so much times just to die again, but for real this time. But if you're one of the sickos who killed most of them, well, enjoy Infinite Bombs, I guess.